Before we start this conversation, I have a very important question I need to ask you. Do you honestly believe, do you truly believe at the bottom of your heart, do you think that Erika Jayne for years sat up in her big mansion spending money that she knew her husband was taking from victims? Do you really think that she is such an evil, horrible, conniving person that she, for years, knowingly spent money on glam and costumes and tours, like she was sitting up in her chapel making it rain on Mikey Minden with money that she knew darn well was supposed to go to people who had been through horrible, traumatic things? Do you really believe that? Oh, sorry, guys. I got a little excited there. But this is a very important and, of course, hot button topic. And that is not because of Erika Jayne, not because of Tom Girardi, but because of the people who truly are victims in this situation and have been victims to the alleged crimes of Tom Girardi. Okay, I want to kick this off by talking about them and acknowledging that no one has suffered more in this situation. I'm going to make a case for Erika being a victim of Tom's as well, but no one has suffered more than the victims who were supposed to receive this money that Tom allegedly was stealing from them for years. Okay, no one disputes that. And absolutely, we know only a few things for fact in this case. People are railing on Erika. They're sending her death threats. They're going after her integrity and questioning everything she does online and in real life and everything she wears and every word she says on the TV. But the only thing we really know for sure is that Tom Girardi received settlement money that he won for victims, and then that money did not go to victims. All we know is that Tom got the money and didn't do what he was supposed to do with it. Facts. Those are the only facts we have. Did Erika know what he was doing? Facts? We don't know. Okay? Did she sign off on things legally without possibly understanding or knowing the entire situation? Yeah. Does that make her a criminal? Well, legally, I guess it might. Morally, does that make her someone we can point the finger at in this? I don't believe so. Okay. And absolutely, everyone should know what they're signing off on and perhaps what their spouse is doing. But let's talk about that for a second. What reason did Erika have to suspect that her husband, who is one of the most successful attorneys of all time, someone who's been revered, that has had an entire movie made about them and what they did for people to help victims, why would anyone on earth think that he was doing these evil things behind the scenes? That he wasn't, in fact, helping people, but was hurting them more than they could have ever been, or more than anyone could have imagined, right? So I just want everybody to keep in mind what the facts are here that we know for sure, because I am going to operate on the hypothesis from here on out that Erika knew absolutely nothing. Okay, you say she should have known. Again, do you question everything your spouse does? If you've been with somebody for 20, 25 years, are you going to think, what are they up to? What is this thing they've asked me to sign off on? Are we sure that they're doing the right thing in their job that I know nothing about? Their job that they have awards and won multi-millions of dollars for victims for? Who am I to question that? Again, we know nothing about what Erika knew. Of course, there were lawsuits going on throughout the years. He's a lawyer. Okay. And now we know so much more about Tom and Erika's relationship from the way that she's characterized it this season on the show. We know that he was not such a kind and gentle man with her. We know that he did not necessarily regard her as someone that he respected, as someone he would, let in on his little scheme, right? It doesn't seem like he really respected Erika enough to have her be a partner in crime. Not that she would have willingly entered into that anyway, because I do not believe that she would have. Erika's character has been questioned absolutely. Now, we were given a fake Tom before. We know a little bit more about who he really was now. And again, the facts tell us who Tom Girardi really was at the end of the day. However, what do we know about Erika? Okay, first of all, the people who do know her the best in real life, her castmates, are not, besides Sutton, who Sutton is just so happy and excited that something else is going on in someone's life that she thinks is worse than what's going on in her life. And she seems very giddy about it. And it doesn't come across well to me. She has no reason to think that she should be involved. And I believe that she is just really trying to insert herself for a storyline, which is really pretty gross too, right? So besides Sutton, the rest of Erika's cast is really seeming to stick by her. They've known her for years. They know her a hell of a lot better than you or I do, right? They know her in real life. So that tells me something, because those are women that we've also seen for years. You know, you could question the integrity of some reality stars and some real housewives, of course. But, you know, the fact that the rest of them are backing her up and they say, you know, they've questioned her. We can assume that there have been conversations off camera that have gone on about this, because it is true that their names are related to it. They're not implicated in any way, shape, or form. When someone like Sutton or really anyone else asks, could I be implicated in this? Or Garcelle was like, could we be subpoenaed? Did you do anything wrong? No. So what are you concerned about, Sutton? Right? But the rest of the ladies backing Erika up, they know her a lot better than we do. So I take that as a vote for Erika. You know, not only that, but the things that have come out about Erika, maybe she isn't the most friendly person in the entire world. Perhaps she is a little cold. If you were her best friend, would she be kind to you? I'm sure she would. But all these housewives that are coming out of the woodwork to say, oh, she wasn't nice to me when we met at BravoCon, or Catherine Dennis coming out and saying, oh, Erika didn't wear panties on a cast trip once. So hello, that doesn't make her a criminal. Erika refusing to take a photo with you does not make her a criminal. Okay? The fact that Dana Wilkie and Danielle Staub and all those people who were in the documentary, which was terribly done, by the way, and very boring and didn't have a whole lot of journalistic integrity, all of those people are just trying to get attention from this. They're trying to get a paycheck out of this. How is that any better than what Tom has been accused of doing, than what they're all saying Erika has done? All right, because of course, next we're talking about the other sinister characters in this whole story. Next up is, of course, the lawyer. I'm not even going to name this guy, okay? The lawyer who is helping the victims supposedly get what they're earned. Let me ask you another question. Have you ever seen a lawyer involved in a high-profile case who is spending their time on social media, who is personally attacking the people that they are investigating on Twitter? Have you ever seen an attorney leak details and stories to the press, to fans, to their audience? It's like, what is this guy doing? He is serving himself. Not only that, but if he is successful in scoring any money for these victims, 40% of it goes to him. And it goes to him before it goes to any of the victims. All right. So this guy is not who I would want fighting for me in any way, shape, or form. And I think he is just as slimy of a character as, you know, some of the, I don't want to say he's as bad as Tom Girardi, but like, are his motives to help these victims truly? His behavior does not reflect that to me in any way, shape, or form. And of course, we love all the juicy stuff coming out, and then him talking about, oh, Lisa Rinna owes this much on her house, XYZ. Come on. Is that somebody who has integrity? Is that someone we should trust? Is that someone who's going to win their case? Absolutely not. All the things that this guy is doing to get attention for himself are jeopardizing the case. These are all things that Erika can use if there's a judgment against her to like ask for a mistrial, to ask for another trial, right? So what is this guy doing? Not helping the victims, in my opinion. Okay, and really, who is? These poor freaking people. Really, please don't think that I am undermining what these victims are going through on a daily basis, having to see this come out, all the details come out in the news either, right? Because the truth is that even if there is a settlement, you know, it'll go to the lawyer, it'll go to the creditors first. Tom Girardi and his firm owe so much money to like office supply rental and other loans that he took out to cover his ass that the money is not going to go to the victims, you know, and there could be a whole bunch that's recovered. There isn't going to be hardly any, according to most experts. But even if there was a bunch, a lot of it wouldn't go to the victims. These poor people, I don't know what the solution is for them. But I think everyone attacking Erika Jayne and being so insistent that she must have known and she's evil and attacking everything she does on social media, does that help these people either? I don't think that it does. I understand what people are saying, that Erika, what she's doing on social media is not a good look. The way she's conducting herself in public and on the show, people say not a good look. I understand what you're saying, and I think that you're wrong in that regard as well. Because if Erika truly knew nothing, and that's the hypothesis we're working on today, and what I believe, if she knew nothing about what Tom was doing, just thought he's getting these settlements, giving it to the victims, making his money, and then paying her bills with the money he made, let's say that's all that she knew, then she is also, not as much as the others, of course, but she is also a victim in all of this. Look at what her life has become. She said it herself on the show. Look at what she's been through. Look what she has to deal with on a regular basis. Look what people think about her and will think about her for the rest of her life. If she knew nothing, she is also a victim of Tom Girardi's crimes. And that being said, why would she change the way that she conducts herself on social media? She's always posted half naked or naked photos of herself. Why would she stop now if she hasn't done anything wrong? And furthermore, if she did change her behavior now and tried to act very pious and was wearing her turtlenecks and had her head down, wouldn't people be very, very, very critical of that as well? Oh, look at how Erika's acting. She sure is trying to make a scene. Oh, she sure looks sad. Oh, well, she's really playing it up like she feels bad for these people. She must have done nothing wrong. Absolutely not. Come on. It's like she can't win, of course. What is she supposed to do? She should probably keep making money. She should probably make sure that the streams of income she still has are legit, are going to stick around for a while. She has to dress the part to stay on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She has to stay big on social media to make money. She has lost a lot of deals. Okay, she can't be on Broadway right now. And yeah, she wrote one best-selling book. I'm guessing another one is probably in the future. She has to make sure she maintains her status so that she can make money. If you all really think she's responsible for this, and if in any way, shape, or form, legally she will have to pay money back, she's got to make that money. Do you think throwing on a turtleneck or taking a break from Instagram would help her do that? Absolutely not. So I see what you guys are saying, that it's not a good look. But if you're her and you did nothing wrong and your life is in shambles on top of everything else, you have to stop being yourself when everyone's questioning who you are in the first place? Man, I think silencing her would be an even greater disservice to her at this point. And again, I could be absolutely, completely, totally 120% wrong on this. Tomorrow, it could come out a leaked phone conversation or something where she's admitting on the phone that she knew exactly what was going on. That is a possibility. But I'm just saying, it is also a possibility that she knew absolutely nothing, that she is not an evil person, that she was submissive in a marriage that we actually know nothing about, that she is heartbroken over her divorce that she thought would never happen. Those are all possibilities. They are just as possible as all the things people are assuming, that she's guilty, that she's horrible, that she's awful, that the divorce is a sham. Which side do you want to be on? Like, what do you want to believe about humans at the end of the day, about humanity? I asked you, look deep in your heart of hearts. Do you really believe that anyone could be that evil to know that that's going down? I guess, yeah, someone could be evil enough to do it because Tom was, but I just don't want to have that kind of a view of the world. All right, I want to sit back, watch my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I want to go see Erika live again someday. I don't know that how many F's do I give, or it's expensive to be me, will ever land well again. But I had a great time the one time I went to see her. And, I'm hoping that the truth comes out, that we get the facts. She knew nothing. And that someday Erika can eventually move on with her life, that the case can be closed, that the victims can get some sort of solace, and that this can be something that is in everybody involved's rear view. So we will certainly see, and we will be discussing it here. I know you have a lot of thoughts about this. Write them below. Put them in the comments. Let's talk about it. Again, what do you want to believe about humanity, right? Maybe I'm getting a little too deep. Let me know about that too. Make sure you hit the big red subscribe button. There is more of this coming. I cover reality TV, pro wrestling, and pretty much anything else my little heart desires. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit me up anytime at Christy Reports, and I will see you soon. Hopefully talking about something a little more pleasant. Take care.